Now what?
Hi. You look amazing. Well, Esther, the Esther version of you, looks amazing, and I'm so proud of her. Gorgeous navigating your bump. Gorgeous navigating.
You don't have a choice, do you? In other words, what is. We'll just take a little bit of your time to tell you this. She got really creative. She couldn't put her panties on, so she threw them on the floor, but before she did that, she hooked her iPhone cord through them. And she just stepped through with one foot and then just hoisted them up. And then she got a hanger that she'd brought with her, and she made a hook, and she could reach things on the bed with them to draw them closer. In other words, we just told you that for the fun part. But what she really realized, it's the first time she's hurt herself ever like that. What she really realized is that she didn't want to do anything that hurt. And yet she'll think a negative thought, that hurts. She'll make a negative comment, that hurts. She'll drop negative marbles in her bag, that's painful too. But this was a whole new level of that. And there's no reason to hurt yourself with negative thoughts, is there? There's no reason to hurt yourself by pushing against things that aren't any of your business or that you can't do anything about. Isn't it nice when you just let people be their own point of attraction and you be yours, and you teach to the clarity of your example, and you understand that they are where they are, and it's complicated, and you do your best to uplift, but you don't hold it against them that they're not just as you think you need them to be so that you can feel good? Yeah. So?
Gorgeous. Let's get the money out of the bank.
Out of the vortex and into the bank, or out of the bank and into the rug?
Let's get it out of the vortex through the creation mode. That's really, really, really easy and really, really fun. And the entry point to it is self-interest.
And knowing that it's there, knowing that the resources are there and that you've already put them there and that they belong to you, and that there's no question about if it is yours. There may be some question about when, because everyone's at varying degrees of allowing. What is momentum? Momentum is attention to something, and then it gathers power and speed. You can take any subject and turn it into something that's bigger and has more attraction power. So it's about focus, isn't it? It's about thinking about what I want and why I want it, and just filling as many of those details in as you can. And the more you do, then the faster it comes, and the more comes.
Well, let's talk about how what you just described you do constantly anyways. It's natural. So the preference, the sorting and sifting of preference is a natural state of humanity.
The choosing, the preferring,
yes.
The pointing, the deciding, the self-interest, the choosing for me. I prefer that. Just like when you go to the buffet, you don't put things on your plate that you really don't want in your mouth. You choose based upon what you believe you will enjoy, and it's the same thing.
So you sort and sift all day long, whether you're conscious or not, and in this forum...
But when you are conscious,
yes,
you choose good-feeling things, and you stay with them so that you can enjoy the feeling of momentum. Because if you move about too many different things, if you're just touching the top of things and not really allowing the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds, it's about that. It's about deliberately increasing the momentum by holding your positive, or better said, good feeling focus on the subject of your desire. And it works much better if you are doing it on your own rather than engaging others, because they distract, they have different intentions. So it's keeping your ideas to yourself until they're fully developed, till they have some real attraction power, and then you can talk to others about it.
So this deliberate creation and what we're talking about of picking our focus and focusing on it, and it feels really good. But then there is a moment where we actually unleash, like let it go, let all, even because this is a lot of action, picking deliberately.
Let's clarify that.
Okay.
Through life, you've put a lot into your vortex, and it's yours. And your inner being is focused on it. It's really yours. And the cooperative components have been gathered, and they are really yours. But if you are taking score, you don't let what's yours in yet. If you're trying too hard, you don't let it in. So that's the advantage of letting it go. But you're talking about something different. You're beyond letting it go because you're a focuser. You don't let go something that feels good when you focus upon it. In other words, it's like when the inspiration comes, you just bring it all the way home.
So I want to talk about that a little bit, because sometimes initially the thinking of it, so the magic of me is the ability to release the thinking but not release the feeling of it feeling good. So I let the feeling of it feeling good, but I release my mind so new ideas can come to me.
Well said, because if you didn't say that, we were going to jump all over you and say it for you. Because the law of attraction will bring more and more and more. And you can tell the precision of your focus by how steadily good ideas come, and good and good and good and good and good and good and good. Or experiences.
So I had the experiment that I made last year of releasing the arguing, meaning sometimes I would get an idea and then I would be like, oh, I don't want to do that, or that idea isn't going to give me that big thing that I've been feeling good about, so I'm not going to do it. So I decided to stop arguing with the ideas that came to me, and I just did them, and I accidentally made $1 million. And the ideas that came to me, sometimes it was, do this thing for free, do this thing for this, do this for that. And it had all of this variety, and I had pleasure in every part of it.
So if you hadn't said that, we were going to say that for you. That the satisfaction factor, the pleasure factor, the feeling good factor, when that's your motive.
Nobody could have told me how good I could feel. I already felt good, and I did not understand the level of feeling good that could be more.
Yeah, and you still don't really know that.
I know.
Because scratching the bare surface of it, what begins to happen is the more you allow the law of attraction to gather the specifics of it, and the more you bask in the deliciousness of the specifics as they're gathered, then the more broad it is, the more far-reaching it is, and the more variety there is. And then the more moments in time have convergences of many wonderful things all at once. It's like when you've got a really good conversation going on with a group of people, all of a sudden you all say the same thing at the same time. It's like you're all right there. Or you say that leads to that and that and that and that. And you can just feel the synergy of what you've got going on. And this is a cooperative universe. The law of attraction makes it so. So when you become cooperative to your own intentions and to your own desire and to your own inner being, then your empowerment becomes more evident to you and eventually evident to anyone who's looking at you. They just kind of can't figure out why your life is unfolding the way that it is. Yeah, really good.
There's like a funny thing. So in a lot of that year or time of allowing, so I prefer like a whisper. I don't prefer like too many thoughts. Similar to the gentleman who sat in here.
Well, in the beginning, the whisper is not only enough, it's all you can get. Just one little marble. But as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and your appetite to hear the momentum and the volume and the capacity becomes more and more and more. In other words, don't start trying to manage the law of attraction. Just enjoy it.
It's just my preference to let it be light.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, but
okay.
Don't you like to start out that way? And then don't you like it to go from satisfaction to exuberance to a sort of passion and exhilaration that just knocks your socks off? Yes, you do. And you don't want to stay there all the time, but you do want to build to that. Yes, you do. Come on. When Esther, she doesn't have this little Audi R8 anymore, but she had it for a while, and it was invigorating. It went fast, and it hugged the road. One day she was sitting in traffic, and she thought, I'll bet you can fly. She actually had that feeling that if she just thought hard enough, it would just jump over the traffic and get over on that road. That's how that machine felt to her, because it was so responsive to her intentions, you see. And there's so many things like that that are responsive to your intentions.
I'm appreciating this so much.
Yeah. Get out. You're good? Yeah, really good. Really good.
I want to say how much I appreciate the ways that you bring out all of the things in all of us, through Abraham, through Jerry, and all of that. It's been very. It's been the most instrumental shift that has helped me to change my life. And about 7 years ago, I became more intentional and more deliberate for how I wanted to live my life, and I made a lot of changes as a result of that, and as a result of your teachings and your daily listening, daily doing the meditations and all of that. So my point for myself is I want to make more consistency in my shifting so that I can in turn raise my vibrational frequency to give back to others as much as possible, not maybe necessarily directly, but energetically.
Well, the law of attraction will match you up with those that are ready for wherever you are along the way. And so the way we would look at it, we would selfishly, and that's weird, isn't it? Esther likes to always think about win-win. But before there can be a win-win, first there has to be a win. And you find your win by calibrating to who you are. Satisfaction comes from only one place: having a desire and moving toward it. No resistance, path of least resistance. So as you do as you did and find more and more satisfaction in what you're doing, you're in alignment with your inner being. One who's in alignment with that pure positive energy is more powerful than millions who are not. So your attraction power is so much more when you are consistently, more often, in sync with who you really are. And then the law of attraction knows who's ready for that and who's ready for that and who's ready for that. So the conversations that ensue, the rendezvous that happen, even the ideas that come to you are coming because of that. So you can't miss. It's a sure thing.
Well, I know that it's helped me to move from a state of hoping to believing to knowing.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, the satisfaction that I get out of that. So one of the phrases that I've got, actually it's an affirmation from you, it reminds me every day of that, is I'm satisfied where I am, but I'm eager for more, and never giving up on that.
This morning, as Esther was getting ready for all of this, an affirmation from long ago came back to her. She hasn't said this affirmation in years. And it is, I, Esther Hicks, seek and draw to me through divine love those beings who seek enlightenment through my process. The sharing will elevate us both now. Law of attraction is your friend. It really is. And your inner being is really not just rooting for you, but vibrating for you. Holding your marbles, not just your beer. Holding your marbles, emanating a vibration about that. And so just chill. Just chill. You've done enough step oneing to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. So now is a good time to just do a little bit more appreciating yourself and having fun. You're doing extremely well. We're appreciating your words.
I'm basking in that appreciation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really good. Really good.
Thank you very much.